Welcome everybody to Haven of Horror. For the first time in a while, it's just me and the Day Ghost. What's up, buddy?
Think about that. We've done like a few things, just you and I
I s
recently.
The last thing we did together was Dracula.
No, we just did something recently. I don't
No,
remember.
but anyway, so we're here to talk about Fright Night, directed by the great Tom Holland, not that Tom Holland. Um, and yeah,
The
no,
fact that you're a horror channel that has to specify you don't mean the superhero Tom Holland is sad.
yeah, no, Austin. The last thing me and you did together. Oh no, I'm sorry. We did Halloween Kills. I forgot. I completely forgot about
Yeah,
that.
it was like a
Um,
week ago.
okay, all right. Scrap this whole thing. Start over.
What
Welcome to
the fuck?
welcome to Haven of Horror. I'm Subject879. We got the Day Ghost.
Fuck.
Uh,
And we're here to talk about Fright Night.
Directed by
Let's
Tom
do it.
Holland, who has made what becoming two of my favorite '80s movies. This and Child's Play. Um, this may be a little more so than the original Child's Play. I like that original Child's Play movie, but it's kind of like in the middle of the
I wouldn't
franchise for
say
me.
it's one of my favorite 80s movies.
Um,
He
but
has, I can safely say that he has directed two films in the 80s that I have seen. And enjoy both of them to varying degrees.
so let me ask you this, because this kind of has the same, I don't want to say idea, but structure as Child's Play, where nobody believes the main character about what's happening, so he kind of does it on his own. Do you think that's handled better here?
Yes.
Okay. So my next question is, how did you feel about the main character?
He was just kind of main character. He was just kind of there. I don't know. I don't have a lot to say about this movie. It's a fun, campy 80s horror film, and that's kind of all I have. It's
So,
good. I liked it.
uh, yeah,
That's, yeah.
I'm glad you liked it because I still have those times with certain movies where I'm like, I don't know if he's gonna like this or not because it's over the top enough that I think it would appeal to your sensibilities, but it's also kind of stupid in places, right? But almost
Yeah.
intentionally because it's a comedy.
Well, I'm cool with that. Like I like Army of Darkness. Like
Yeah.
it's not my favorite of the Evil Dead movies, but
So I think my standout role performer for this is either Peter Vincent
Evil Ed or
or
Peter Vincent.
you read my mind.
Probably Peter Vincent, but Evil Ed's the second. Yeah.
He's awesome. That actor looks familiar, but I can't remember.
He's not Peter Cushing.
So obviously, this is kind of like a comedy love letter to the old school vampire, which we don't really do a lot of that anymore. Did it make you more invested that it was kind of an old school vampire story?
Yeah, like it was just kind of a feeling of like, we really don't do stuff like this anymore. So that's cool. Like this is back when we could still do stuff like, like Monster Squad and like the Universal monsters weren't like
Schlock
non-existent
action.
like they are now. Yeah.
Um, I feel like, and of course, some really good practical effects here. Um,
Hmm.
the werewolf thing was awesome.
Yeah,
That is supposed to be
definitely.
Evil Ed, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so then I'm a little confused on that part because I don't know, I'm not as up to date with that lore. Since when can vampires turn into werewolves?
What's not a werewolf? He turns into a wolf,
Oh,
which is a thing.
oh, okay, interesting. Yeah,
That's
I don't.
something that the like super shitty BBC Dracula did like a cool take on, where he like Dracula rips out of a wolf.
I don't know, man. Netflix told me that was like thought provoking horror, and like Netflix wouldn't lie to me.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about that one, champ.
Oh my god. So obviously the big difference between this and Child's Play is this is written and directed by Tom Holland. Um and I wonder if it's he's a better writer than Mancini, or Mancini just didn't have everything together with that franchise.
Well,
Because
no, it's
obviously
because this is one unified vision where Child's Play is two competing ones, is what I think.
that's entirely possible. Um the actor that plays Peter Vincent is what, Roddy McDowell? He's been in stuff, right?
I wasn't sure what who it was.
Now I gotta check. But I think my favorite scene in this movie is when they finally get Peter Vincent to help, and he's like, "Oh, we'll call whatever Vampire Man's name is," and Vampire Man's like, "No, don't bring any crosses," and he's like, "Oh, he's newly Christian or whatever. A cross would be
Yeah.
sacrilegious." Just the way they, I think it's the line delivery, but there's just something extremely comedic about that whole exchange. Did
That was
any
another thing was it was like with that character, it was like, yeah, we don't do stuff like this anymore, like the kind of like horror hosts.
Yeah. Oh, okay. His name is Roddy McDowell. He has since passed away. Rest in peace. Um, I find that I'm kind of with you, Austin. Now that I'm thinking about it, it's just like it's a fun like B movie that rises above the like slew of '80s B movies that we had, or at least most of them.
Yeah.
Um, what is it that I've seen him in? He was in Bug's Life apparently,
Oh.
and apparently they made a Fright Night Part Two.
Yes, I think I did know that.
Uh, but it does not have Tom Holland attached, which is a shame. But have you seen anything else by Holland, or just the two that we've talked about?
Uh, I think just that. I don't know. He's not like a director that like I just kind of like offhand know, where I'm like, oh,
Oh,
this
okay.
person.
So
Here, I'm
uh,
looking him up right now just to make sure, but I'm pretty sure it's just that.
you'll have known him from Tales from the Crypt,
Oh, okay, yeah. So I would have seen stuff like that he's worked on. Oh
and
God, he directed the Langoliers.
did he?
Oh no.
Is that like a really bad miniseries?
Yes. Like
Oh,
really bad.
oh
Oh,
wait.
I've seen parts of Thinner.
Oh,
I've
okay.
never
I've
seen the
seen
full thing.
trailers.
Oh,
Yeah,
and he did Psycho too.
yeah. Which I Hey, that's how it connects with the '60s movie that she picked. Um,
Okay, I thought he was on Masters of Horror. That's cool.
yeah. Okay. Interesting. Yeah, I'd like to see more of the stuff that he's both written and directed, because I think this is a really well thought out script. It has some problems here and there, but I think the characters are all likable to somewhat degree. Other than the main character, who just kind of comes off as crazy, even though he's not.
Hmm.
And it's kind of that
Yeah,
just
it's got that like movie craziness thing, right? Where it's like they act really crazy, and like nobody would act like that.
so yeah. So how did you feel about the main bad guy in this? Because he gets really hammy at the like, especially towards the end.
He was just kind of the bad guy. I don't know. He didn't really like leave a huge impression on me.
Okay, that's fair. I mean, especially after one viewing. Um,
Mhm. He and his like Renfield stand-in.
oh, that's what that's supposed to be, isn't it? Okay.
Hmm.
So yeah, we're gonna keep this one super short because I don't have a whole lot to say other than I like this movie quite a bit. It's a lot of fun. Probably one of the better vampire movies out there, which I guess isn't setting an extremely high bar.
I would. Mm,
Like, it's not
I
better
don't
than
know.
like Dracula or
Yeah, but even like I would probably go to like Blade and Blade 2 before.
really.
Maybe if I watched it again, I'd feel differently. But
Maybe Blade 2, but I don't know about Blade. I don't know. Yeah, that's a hard one. And definitely I would go to like from
Nosferatu, some of the
I
Hammer stuff.
I forgot about the Hammer stuff because I haven't seen any of that stuff. And I would definitely watch like
Oh,
From Dusk Till
Bram
Dawn.
Stoker's Dracula. There's a lot of good vampire stuff.
It just doesn't feel like it anymore, you know? Sometimes you
Well,
forget about the
not
good stuff.
anymore.
You forget about some of the stuff that's come out. So
I
let me ask you
feel
this.
my friend's college, like final college film was a vampire movie that I'm in. And the makeup person was like going off about like how good Twilight was for vampires because it kept them in the public consciousness. And
Fuck
me and the
you.
person who played the vampire were like, no.
So after seeing this, are you at all curious about the remake?
Um, like not. I've seen like bits of the remake,
Okay.
but
Fair enough. I keep forgetting that
not like
remake
overly.
exists.
Well, that's the other thing. Is it kind of to me kind of fits in with like the like Total Recall, RoboCop school of remakes, where it's like,
Oh,
oh,
it's
that's right.
better than that.
No, I mean in the sense that it's like, oh yeah, this exists.
Well, and it came out right in the middle of that too, like because that was 2011.
hmm
Um, but yeah, I think there's a lot of witty dialogue here, especially when you get Peter Vincent and main guy, I forget his name, together, and then of course, Evil or what his best friend is fucking
Glad.
hilarious. Like he knows exactly what he's in, and whether he's just a guy or the vampire, he's awesome.
hmm
So yeah. Any final thoughts? Like you said, this is gonna be a quick one.
Not really. It is what it is. Hey, at least it's not Langoliers.
I might have to watch it to see how bad it is. Uh,
So bad.
I'm gonna I'm
There's
gonna
like
I'm gonna give
there's
this a
like
4 out of 5.
giant meatballs that eat up the world.
Oh
And
dear
then it has
God.
one of the stupidest lines I've ever heard in anything, where at the end they get off their plane, and this little girl's like, "Look, it's the new people," and then like the one woman that's like the main actress is like, "Is that us? Are we the new people?" It's like,
What the fuck? Oh my God. Well, Austin, I'm gonna give this a 4 out of 5. I have a lot of fun with this, and this is exactly the kind of horror film I like, where it's it's creepy because you got like the vampire designs, and it's got a good atmosphere to it, but it's also schlocky and has fun with the premise. Um, yeah, I like this movie quite a bit.
I'm gonna give it a 3. I also liked it quite a bit. It was pretty good. It That's all I really have to say.
Did it subvert your expectations?
No.
Well, anyway, guys, thanks for watching, and Austin, thanks for hanging out, man. Always good to talk movies with you. Maybe we'll watch the remake one day. I'm curious about it. But
As long
anyway,
as we have to watch the Langoliers.
oh, we're gonna have to cover that eventually.
No.
Anyway, thank you guys for signing or for watching, and have a great night.